Welcome back. We're going to join a very busy Mike Eppel. A lot on your plate this morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm good, Melanie. Thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Okay, I want to get right to it because you are following rental prices. Again, we're seeing a drop. Not really a surprise necessarily.
Well, look, it's the 9th month in a row, actually, that rental prices for condo or apartment in the city have dropped, and we're looking at a year-over-year decline of now 10%, down to an average of about $2,185. Now, there were pockets of the city, Etobicoke, North York, and Mississauga that saw rental prices go up a little bit, but other than that, 8 of 11 areas were down. There's a lot of inventory coming on the market. We've seen a lot of condos go up and be purchased by investors for rentals. And then you come into the investments standpoint of this. If your rental costs, what you can get to rent your apartment or condo goes down, and you've got rising maintenance fees and costs, to service the mortgage, then you start getting into some dicey times when we're looking at the prices of the resale market specifically, because your margin's not there. So this is going to be very interesting to see if this has a ripple effect through the real estate market specifically.
Yeah,
with pricings for condos specifically.
Mike, I want to get to this. I know you were following the developing news yesterday with Ford Canada and the Union, Unifor, and this deal will say a lot about the future of electric vehicles.
Yeah, electric vehicles at the Ford Oakville plant is the target, 5 in total by 2025. Now, this contract that is still tentative at this point and has to be signed off by Unifor membership. We'll see a $1.9 billion investment. Where some of that money is coming from, we believe it's from government levels to shift the production in Oakville to electric vehicles. But this is just a 3-year deal, and we're looking almost 5 years out. So, it's certainly like you say, a change in what to expect from the automotive sector. Ford's been trying to shift more toward EVs, and it's good news for the Canadian auto industry. It would have been, I guess, nice to see this for General Motors a year ago before they shut down the Oshawa plant, perhaps. But, as the negotiations continue here next with Fiat Chrysler and then subsequently GM, Unifor's getting, a pretty good contract here. And it's nice to hear about some job stability for a change in the automotive industry.
Absolutely. Always like to see the good news here. I want to move to Tesla now. You talked about this battery, and it was supposed to be this massive day for investors. Not so much?
Well, it was okay. It didn't live up to the hype, and Elon Musk was actually trying to downplay some of the expectations about a 1,000,000-mile battery for longevity and things like that. They are increasing their range. They're increasing or lowering the costs of production, upgrading, what they're putting into these cars, and targeting a $25,000 electric vehicle. So sort of the EV for the masses. It does have some competitors in that space, but not quite as I guess, flamboyant, for lack of a better description, for Elon Musk. And the share price is down. Tesla's had a tremendous year from an investor standpoint, and sometimes these things do have to cool off a little bit, and it's down 5% this morning.
I want to talk about Uncle Ben's. We talked about this story before, and the rebrand, the rename. We now know more.
Yeah, Ben's Original. So a little bit of a shift. They're getting rid of the imagery that's been around for 70 years. And it's the shift that a lot of brands have been announcing this year under, changing times, let's face it. And Aunt Jemima's going away, and others, Eskimo Pie, for example, all of these racial stereotypes as the consumer segment reflects, reality for all intents and purposes today. And we're going to see these new marketing efforts by, in this case, Mars Foods for Ben's Original before the end of the year on grocery store shelves.
Which, I think a lot of people will say it's about time. It is about time.
Yeah, well, that's just it. It was based on, things, unfortunately, racial stereotypes 70 years back. And it's just, nobody kind of noticed it until this year.
Yeah, or people did notice it and no one was listening.
Well, that's okay. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to finally get this one in there, Mike. This makes my high school childhood very sad. Laser Quest saying goodbye.
Yeah, this company's been around for more than 20 years. I saw this story late yesterday about Laser Quest shutting down. And again, it's a scenario where, the pandemic has hit so many businesses, and this was a a popular place for birthday parties and just corporate events, and you can't run around, doing going pew pew pew, so to speak.
I don't know if that's what the noises are, but
you think
they go pew pew? Okay.
Well, look, the larger issue here is employment.
Yeah, for sure.
Students and young people again. That's what makes this even more difficult to talk about. Again, taking away fun, and also jobs.
Yeah.
And that is, that's what this year has been unfortunately so much about, and doesn't look to be, and unfortunately might see even more of these types of scenarios.
Yeah, we were kind of rhyming off in break all of the different things that have seen a scale back and an eventual shutdown, unfortunately, if we continue with the pandemic. Mike, as always...
Yeah, you'd hope that they can just kind of weather the storm, keep going, but the big question is when.
Will they get the financial assistance? We'll see from the throne speech, actually. We'll see the investments there.
Perhaps.
All right, Mike, thank you. Pew, pew.